It's setting up our meeting for Facebook Live right now. Cool. This is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's showing, it says we're live, but it's not showing our faces. Can you still hear me, Joel?
I can still hear you, yeah.
But you can't see me.
I can see you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh, there we are. There seems to be a little bit of a delay. Okay, I'm wondering if we can, there seems to be a little bit of a delay, and there's people watching live. And Joel, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, so first of all, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Internet. So my name is Joel Ussery. If you find me on Facebook or Instagram, it's at Sustainajoel, like sustainable, but with my first name. I'm 34 years old. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I live here in Lincoln, California, and I'm an eco-living entrepreneur. My background first started in solar energy, and over the last couple of years, I've really taken up learning how to reduce waste within our home, in addition to learning how to grow our own food right here in the small space of our backyard.
I love that. And I know that recently you helped me when I had some questions about how to grow a garden in my own backyard, which is something that I've never done, even though I lived at a property with over half an acre previously. Never did have a flower bed, or excuse me, a garden bed. And I apologize, guys. We're trying a live Zoom, so that we can continue to live on, Facebook Live, Lincoln Live. And there's a bit of a delay, so it's a little confusing to me right now as I try to navigate through the interview. I know, Joel, that you had given me some incredible tips, and I was hoping that you could share with everyone who's watching what you shared with me.
So thank you, Mitzi. So we started this journey really a couple of years ago. We planted a few plants in our backyard, nothing special. We didn't really know what we were doing, had some failure. And then last year around this time, one of my friends on Instagram, her name is Zero Waste Farmer, highly recommend following her. She's fantastic. She said in her story, just go for it, just do it. And she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to everybody and said, just go for it, just do it. And that was the catalyst I needed to convert this space behind me, which 10 months ago was just a bunch of dead grass, into a thriving, abundant garden. And the way that we did that is we layered material over the dead grass, cardboard, compost, wood chips, and other organic material, which essentially put nutrients into the soil. We revitalized the soil, which allowed us to plant directly into the ground. And there's really two ways to plant food. You can either build a raised bed, or you can plant directly into the ground, and both have their benefits and their drawbacks. It really comes down to how much space you have and whether you live or rent. There's a lot of factors that go into it. We chose to plant into the ground because that's kind of the more natural way to do it. If you think about like a forest, there's not raised beds in a forest. The forest is thriving, just connected to the earth. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to restore this space, back to the earth, back to kind of a mini ecosystem in our backyard. And Mitzi reached out with some questions about, growing some strawberries and some other things to grow. They have quite a few people in their house, and they're looking to turn a high yield to feed their family. And so we kind of chatted about that, some things that they can grow, like potatoes. Potatoes are a highly abundant crop that is super easy to grow. And I always recommend to grow something, two things. First thing is grow things that you love to eat. So if you love strawberries, grow strawberries. If you love tomatoes, grow tomatoes. Also, try to grow things that you can't find in the store. For example, over here I planted a goji berry and a gooseberry. Goji berry is similar to grape. Gooseberry is similar to grape, but you don't find it in the store because it doesn't really travel or pack well. So, these large food producers don't grow it. You might be able to find it in the farmer's market, although I've never seen it here. Even though we have a fantastic farmer's market, check out Live Placer Growing farmers markets, like 5 days a week in our area. And so that's basically how we started. I just amended the soil and we started planting things into the ground, and here we are.
That is wonderful. And so I understand you're a family of 4, correct?
That's correct.
So how much of your produce that you feed your family with would you say comes from your own backyard?
At the moment, not much. It's probably maybe 5 or 10%. But that's because we just started this amendment about this time last year, and doing it this way takes time because we're building soil. If you just go buy some bags of soil into some raised beds, you can start growing food immediately. This way it takes a little more time. This year we're going to grow, I'm guessing 25 to 30% of our own
Wow,
food.
that's not bad at all. I understand that you guys eat very plant-based anyway, just as a family, right?
Yeah, we're a plant-based family. My wife does. I'm vegetarian, but my wife does eat meat occasionally. My salami. That's about the only meat that they eat, and that's by their own choice. We haven't forced anything upon them. That's what they enjoy eating. Kids love fruits and vegetables, and we're to the point now to where we're going to have so much food back here that we're probably going to have enough to actually share with our neighbors. And that's one thing I love about Lincoln. We've been here almost 3 years, and this community is close and caring. And my neighbor over here has 7 fruit trees around his house, and he just drops oranges and lemons and stuff on our doorstep. Neighbor across the street grows cherries, and they huge bags of cherries. So I'm looking forward to be able to give back.
I love that. So you guys are essentially sharing gardens, because what you've got an abundance of, you're able to share, and then what someone else is growing, they're able to share, which is really how it should be. That's really cool.
Exactly. That's again, that's part of the reason why we started to do this, is not only to grow for ourselves, but to be able to give back to other people. And that's really what Lincoln has shown us. And that's one reason why we love living here.
So I understand that part of the movement that you've adopted only doesn't just include gardening and growing food that's healthy and growing that sustainable type of garden, but also you have collectively as a family taken some other measures to reduce your footprint and really make this world a better place. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. That was sort of the second stage of my sustainability lifestyle, my sustainability career. It all started with solar energy. Been doing that for about 8 years. And then I learned about this term called zero waste. And that's a term that really has to do with the manufacturing level, where corporations should learn how to create as little waste as possible. And we adopted that into our own life, into our own household, where we try to reduce as much waste as we can. So we did things like eliminating single-use plastic. We don't have any Ziploc bags. We don't use saran wrap or anything like that. We don't use plastic water bottles. We replaced all of those single-use disposables with reusables, things like reusable bags. These are fantastic. So when we go to the store and we buy fruit and vegetables. We don't use plastic bags. We use things like these reusable mesh bags or these cotton bags. And you'll see our cart with these bags, or just putting the fruit and vegetables directly into the cart without a bag. Things like using wax wraps to store food instead of using saran wrap. So if you have half an avocado left, you can just wrap it up in one of these instead of saran wrap, or use a jar or some sort of glass container. We also don't use paper towels or napkins. Actually, we did just started using napkins for my cast iron, because I don't want to wash the cast iron and have it rust. So I do use napkins for cast iron, but for cleaning our faces after we eat, we use linens. I actually got these for free from the church over here that had a yard sale. I told her what we were doing, and she's like, yeah, take them for free. So again, Lincoln's awesome. But these are just some of the things that we've done, using things like reusable water bottles, especially here in Placer County, because we have one of the most advanced water filtration systems in Placer County. So we can rest assured that our water is clean and fresh. So instead of using plastic water bottles, we just fill up our reusables. And this goes with me everywhere. This is part of my phone, keys, and wallet. It doesn't leave I don't leave the house without it. So I never have to, pull over at the convenience store to get a water bottle or anything like that. And we've reduced our waste by about 75% by taking these measures and being more conscious about the waste that we create.
Wow. And so have you been able to successfully dial in with a community of like-minded people so that you can share your sustainability measures and additionally support other families that are looking to reduce their footprint?
Absolutely. So one thing that I committed to was to share my experience and to share these ideas on social media, especially on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. I did just start a Facebook page, same thing at Sustainajoel, where I share these tips and tricks and ideas from things that I've learned from other people. I definitely want to give a shout out to people like Catherine Kellogg, Going Zero Waste, or Zero Waste Farmer, Zero Waste Chef. There's so many amazing people, Rogue Ginger, so many amazing people online that have come before me and that have been so friendly and kind to share this information, whether it's researching online, videos, reading books, and just sharing that information, and always being open to ask people questions, because this topic is growing, it's trending. People are concerned about waste. China recently cut off basically the world to recycling. China was taking in about 80% of the world's waste, and they cut everybody off. And so now we're scrambling to figure it out, and people are concerned. They've seen videos of turtles with straws in their noses, and pictures of sea creatures with bellies full of plastic, and
Right.
this impact we're having on the world. And a huge majority of that does fall on corporations, and we should hold corporations accountable and government entities accountable. But we as individuals, as I know it probably looks backward on my shirt, but the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. And I believe that power lies in our hands. So taking these small steps and measures and kind of adjusting our lifestyle has really had a huge impact.
That's right. And, I think that, it's so important. Number one, you're demonstrating that for your children, and then your children are going to be able to share as well. But I think you're absolutely right. The quote on your shirt just really nails it. I think even with everything going on right now with our current state of affairs, I know I had seen a meme on Facebook. It said, somebody please restore the heart of Tafiti. And obviously that's a Moana reference. But it's so true. We're really utilizing products with no regard to what happens to our generation and the generations to come. And we're really starting to see the effects of that in a major way. So, obviously it's really important that we have leaders in this movement, and that we're able to share that information with the public at large, so that people, do become aware and more conscientious as we continue. So Joel, would you mind sharing where people can find you, follow you on social media platforms and things like that?
Absolutely. So I do have my own personal Facebook page, just Joel Ussery, but I recently started a Facebook page that's specific to things like reducing waste. That's at Sustainajoel, like sustainable, but with Joel at the end. And same thing on Instagram, at Sustainajoel. And then I have a YouTube channel called Eco Life 365. So that's ECOLIFE 365. The number's 365. And I just share pictures and videos and in my story. And I'm very, very active on there and very open to answering questions and helping people. And if there's anybody local here, whether it's really anywhere in Placer County, when it comes to growing a garden or even helping you reduce waste in your own home, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help.
Yeah, and I love that. That's actually how we connected. I mean, you've been a longtime watcher, supporter of Lincoln Live. I know that you and your beautiful wife have won raffles a few times and things like that over the years, but you guys have been very supportive. And I stumbled across your Facebook page and immediately started asking you questions. So it was very helpful for me when my family and I were planning our garden last Saturday. So certainly really appreciate your input and your willingness to really take time to stop your day to help me to be successful, you know, with my children. So that really meant a lot.
Well, thank you very much, Mitzi. Really enjoy Lincoln Live. I love everything you're doing. You know, like you said, we need people out there, leaders in our community that are sharing things like this and helping to boost the local economy. And that's really a factor too. I love supporting the local agriculture here. The Placer Grown Farmers Markets are fantastic. We are in the process of building a business model around this. So we're gonna have to follow up here in the next few months. Once that's up and running, we're in the process of manufacturing our own products in addition to selling third-party products like reusable water bottles and wax wraps. So once that's up and running, we can follow up so people can find that resource to purchase these things and reduce waste within their own lifestyle.
I love that. Yeah, please do keep us posted. We just really appreciate you know, these measures, and then also, you know, being kept aware of what's going on so that we can share with everyone, because I know that this is going to be really well received as you've noticed so far. So I've got an echo on my end, like I mentioned, so it's a little hard because I've got a little bit of a delay, so I can hear kind of about 5 seconds ago in our interview, in addition to the current conversation. So just bear with me. I'm a little disjointed here, but do you mind just sharing with everyone what you have offered and volunteered in regards to the raffle prize for whoever is able to enter using the steps that I'll go over just a minute. Would you mind sharing?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would like to put out there for whoever wins the raffle is a set of plants. I'm getting ready to germinate a bunch of seeds, quite a few things that you're not going to find in stores, things like dragon tongue beans, which I'm really excited to grow. They're this beautiful purple and green bean that's supposed to be delicious. So I'm going to germinate a few plants. So that'll be one thing that I'll give away is a set of plants of your choosing. And the second thing is whoever wins, if you're interested in getting some advice on your garden or even reducing waste within your own home, I'd be happy to come over and, you know, spend about an hour or so with you to, you know, analyze that, the garden, or both, whatever you like, whatever you're interested in, and to help assist you on your journey.
Wonderful. So you guys know how this works. So what you'll do is you will go ahead and make sure that you've liked our page, Lincoln Live, share this live video, comment shared in the comments below, and then you'll do that before noon tomorrow. And at noon, we'll cut off the entries for the raffle, and then we'll go ahead and select a raffle winner and then connect you directly with Joel. So Oh, and I see my kids are showing up in the background. Super fun working from home, right? So anyway, I hope you guys share our live video, comment, shared, like this page, let us know that you shared, and then I just wish you all the best of luck. And Joel, before we wrap up, did you have anything else to add or anything else that you wanted to say?
I just want to say thank you very much, Mitzi, for including me in this. And I just want everybody to know that you can make a difference in the world. I like to think of each action we take like a raindrop. One raindrop by itself goes unnoticed, but millions and millions of raindrops can carve rivers through the earth. And that's exactly what we're doing together as a community. We're creating a river that's going to shift the paradigm of our society into one that is sustainable for future generations.
That is just so powerful. Thank you for that. And I completely agree. You know, one person can make a difference, and that's going to be number one, the leadership that you demonstrate. But in addition, the collaboration from a lot of people who now knowing how to make an impact, agree to make an impact all together as one. So just such great information, such a wonderful movement that you're creating, and we just can't wait to continue to keep behind you and support you, and we appreciate everything that you do. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
And thank you guys for watching. You have a wonderful week. We will definitely let you know who our guest is next week. I know we've got Gary McDonald scheduled so he can chat about the census, but we've got some other people as well that we're going to be sprinkling in on the interviews as we learned how to navigate the Zoom feature so that we can all stay safe. So you guys all stay safe, and please let us know if there's anything that you'd like to see or anyone that you'd like for us to interview during this time. So you guys take care. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to stop the video.